Hi, I hope you're well. My name is Joe. The purpose of this video is to share some of the mistakes people make or have made before moving to Ghana. So if you are considering moving to Ghana, that is fantastic, great. But I think there's certain things, mistakes that you can avoid before moving here. If you don't know my story, I'm a Ghanaian born, lived here till the age of 10. And so being in the UK, studied in the UK, working in the UK for over 30 years, I always had a passion to come back and to live here and build businesses. So the goal of this video, as I mentioned, is to share some of, if you are thinking about moving to Ghana, what I think you should consider before moving, because I see a lot of people making that mistake. Um, So I started, like I said, lived in the UK for 30 years. I started coming to Ghana from 2017. Sorry, 2016 actually. 2013, 2014, I built a recruitment company, which I one day decided that I needed to have employees so that I can grow the business. So one strategy I took was to employ virtual assistants to assist me with uh, things like candidate sourcing and etc., doing some admin work. So I chose why not choose graduates from my country, Ghana. So that's exactly what I did. So 2016, I moved, well, partially moved here and then started hiring people to work remotely for me. So sometimes I'll come to Ghana and stay like for 6 months and then observe the progress of the business, how my team is doing here, working with me, and then I'll go back, be with my family, working, obviously monitoring them online, and I did that for a period of from 2016 to 2022, kind of going up and down, and sometimes I also bring my family. I'm young, I'm married. Um, my wife and I, we have 4 kids, 4 daughters. So every now and then I'll bring them around so that they can engage in the culture as well. So let's get back to the focus of this video. So I think if you are moving to Ghana, you have to have your expectations. First of all, your expectations for moving to Ghana must be, I think, lowered. If you come to Ghana with higher expectations, that maybe if you want to start a business, everything's going to be great, everything's going to be amazing. You are going to be rich in 6 months. You're going to be rich in whatever, right? It's you have to lower your expectations because you're going to come across a lot of challenges. But even before the business side of the thing, if you are moving to Ghana, let's handle this thing called accommodation. If you are moving to Ghana, I mean, are you going to be renting? Have you already built a house or have you bought a house? Where are you going to be staying? Where are you going to be living? Right? So let's just say that you are going to be renting. Where are you going to be renting? Are you going to be renting in East Legon, Cantonment, Osu, Laboni? Because these places I just mentioned, the rent is very high. It's costly, right? And if you are paying, in dollars, $500, $1,000, $2,000, right? Depending where you want to live. Personally, I don't know your finances, but I think it's a waste of money because you can get a really good accommodation when you go further out of on the outskirts of Accra. Say places like Kaswa, places like maybe Teshi, Achimota, all these places you can get better rent, right? So that you can, what your savings can last you uh, a longer time. Because if you are putting all your money, most of your money is going to rent. You don't. It's going to put too much pressure on you. So I wouldn't recommend renting unless you can really, if you can afford it and you must, and you have done your math and you think you can still stick it out for whatever, how many years, that's up to you. Because one thing in Ghana, when you are renting, it's not like in the UK or in the US where you pay 1 month in advance, you pay a deposit, 1 month deposit, and then 1 month advance, and then you are good to go. No, Ghana, you have to pay your rent. Some people charge 1 year upfront, 2 years upfront, 3 years upfront, right? So imagine if you are being paid like your rent is $1,000 a month. So that's $12,000 a year times two. That's $24,000. Personally, I think that is too much to spend on rent. Personally, I mean, what I did, if you want to know what I did, because I knew that I wanted to move to Ghana later on, I started to plan. I saved up money. My wife and I, we saved up. So we bought a property by the beach near Kokrobite. We bought it. So when I moved, when I started being in Ghana for longer term, I didn't have to rent. I can live there rent free because it's already bought and paid for. That's the strategy I took, right? So if you are coming to Ghana, where are you staying? Do the math. Is it going to be good or on your finances? Because you also have to think about the reason why you are coming to Ghana. It's not like you are coming to Ghana not to work. You also want to work because if you are putting all your resources on rent, then how can you have much more money to invest in the business that you want to do? So I would say really think, about the accommodation where you want to live. I'll personally advise to go for somewhere a little bit cheaper, somewhere a little bit dearer, so that you don't have to put too much stress on yourself. So accommodation is the first one. The second one would be obviously you have to make a living. So before you move, what business idea do you have in mind? Have you researched it? Have you been to Ghana maybe for a month holiday, talking to people, researching it? What have you actually done, right? Because you can't just say that I have this business idea, I'm going all in, right? You need to come to Ghana, take it easy, right? Inculcate yourself into the culture, right? And that's the other thing. Don't drive. Don't come to Ghana just and start maybe buy and just buy a car. Okay, if you, it's up to you, but this is what I would do. Because when I came to Ghana back in 2016, I could have bought a car, but the best part of 3 4 years, I didn't have a car. I was taking trotro, so that allows me to really inculcate myself into the culture, know what it's like for the average local. Because if you spend money to buy a car, depending where you live, obviously, if you live on the outskirts in the sticks, yes, you need transportation. By the time I was renting in Mataiko near Kaneshie, so and my workplace was at Osu, so buying a car and going from Kaneshie to Osu, to me, it doesn't make financial sense. It doesn't make sense to me. So I didn't buy a car, even though I could afford it. I didn't buy it. It just didn't make sense to me. So why would you just waste money like that? So I would challenge you that when you come to Ghana and if you're thinking about buying a car straight away, maybe come for holiday, study it before you know that you absolutely need a car. So going back to the work stuff, have you done your research? Have you spoken to some of the locals? Who are your customers? Who's going to be paying you? What are you offering? So all these things must be done, I think, in advance before you make the decision to move. You must know all these little details. Who are you selling to? Who are your customers? How are you going to be getting paid? Is it bank transfer? Is it cash? Is it Momo? Right? What challenges are you likely to have? Right? So all these things must be considered. And you have to really lower your expectations, like I mentioned at the beginning of the first part of this video. The reason why I say you have to lower your expectations is that Workers straight up will frustrate you. When you start a business here in Ghana, workers will frustrate you. So, how do you overcome frustrations of workers? Personally, how I overcome is that you have to have a sense of purpose, meaning that the reason why you moved to Ghana must be more than money. If the reason why you moved to Ghana is only about enjoying life and making money without having a sense of purpose, then you most likely leave and quit because it is very difficult. It is challenging. Workers are not as serious as in the UK or in the US. People don't show up on time. People are often late, right? People are making excuses. People will be standing around. There's a very high turnover here in Ghana. If you have staff, someone could just quit. They won't even tell you that they quit. They wouldn't show up, right? So all these things are frustrations. I mean, thinking about my journey, there's been a few times where I wanted to quit, but when you have a sense of purpose, that you know what, let's put the money thing aside. Maybe I can help in a very small way. Try to help people with their mindset. So when someone joined my organization, someone I'm working with, I try to advise them. I try to really get them to see another perspective. Because if it's all about, okay, do this, just talking about dog, I think you need to really, Ghanaians, workers, you need to speak to them about life. You need to get them to understand how life works. Because here, everything is about church, the reliance on God to help them to prosper, entitlement attitude, all these things, right? So when you are dealing with such people, and if you are always worried thinking about money, then you're gonna be frustrated because the money is not gonna come maybe as quickly as you want it to come until you have solved other problems. So lower your expectations before you come to Ghana, especially when it comes to working with people. Have the mindset that you are coming to help them to see life differently. Help them, like have in your mind that you are coming to train them. Don't don't expect that once you come and you hire people, everything is roses. You have, you delegate your work to them and then you come back, you leave and go and chill in the beach and everything will be done. No, you're going to be frustrated. So you have to really spend time training them consistently. Some will leave. Some will stay. A few will stay, right? There's a high turnover when it comes to workers here in Ghana, especially depending on the type of job that you're in. Let's say I run a factory. Mine is a blue collar type of work. It's not white collar, right? So that one is not specialized. But obviously, when they come, they can learn how to be an operator. They can learn how to operate the machines. But it's still a blue collar job. So they are not trained. The people that I'm working are not trained. So if I have this misconception that once I start a factory, everything's going to work out, everything's going to be roses, then I'm lying to myself. So depending on what you want to do, depending on the type of people that you're working with. Let's say if you are a doctor and you move into Ghana, obviously you are hiring white collar people, right? You are hiring nurses, you are hiring maybe other doctors. So that one, they come with a certain level of training. But when it comes to your average job, maybe you are starting a car wash, you are starting a boutique, you are starting a salon, you are, you name it. We call it the everyday type of work, right? A no-brainer type of work, car wash, a restaurant, a mall. You're gonna have these are blue collar jobs, so you're gonna have disappointments. So you have to really have a long-term vision for yourself because you have a short-term vision for yourself saying, oh, I must be rich in the next 2 years, I must be rich in the next 3 years, then you are lying to yourself, then you're going to be disappointed. You have to look at it from 5 years, 10 years. I mean, that's how I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it from, okay, if I stick it out for 5 years, what can I build? If I stick it out for 10 years, what can I build? Because if you are just thinking about now, I must make money now, then you're going to be greatly disappointed, I think. And I've been disappointed myself. So having a sense of purpose, that one is key. That one I cannot, speak, enough about it. Be very logical. Be very logical before moving to Ghana. Because the reason why I'm saying that, when you look at the foreigners here in Ghana versus an expat that have come to Ghana, from the diaspora have come to Ghana to work and do business here, the foreigners tend to succeed with a higher rate of success. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I've seen. They tend to succeed more. Why is that? And I think the reason why is that when they come to Ghana, they're not coming to Ghana on emotions. They're not coming to Ghana because they want to see more black people. They want to feel, they want to feel like accepted. They are not running away from, a racist country, or, to be in a place where there's less racism or no racism. They are not coming with all those stigma and negative emotions. They just seen an opportunity, saying that, hey, okay, there's a place called Ghana. It has good population. I've done my research. I see that they are in need of rulers, right? They are in need of speakers. So I am going to manufacture rulers. I'm going to build a factory and manufacture rulers or whatever. So it's very, very clear cut. They are coming. They are not coming to enjoy and do all these things that, if you are from the diaspora, you want to do. So they come with their thinking cap. They come with their business head on. So when you are coming to Ghana, I think you have to be very, very logical, right? Try and remove the emotions, right? Come here for the emotions, but when you are starting your business, you have to leave the emotions to one side. And you have to be very careful when you come to Ghana. When I say be careful, is that, first of all, mingling, you have to mingle with the locals, obviously, because the locals are the one who will also guide you and give you maybe business ideas if you don't have business ideas. So, but when you are mingling with them, you have to be also very careful, because they see a guy coming from abroad, a burger coming from abroad. He has money, he has dollars, he has pounds, he has euros. So they're gonna try and come up with, their problems and schemes to try and extort money from you. And sometimes you have to be extremely careful. You have to be extremely careful, because people are, devious. They can mess you up. They can mess you up. If someone suggests a business idea to you, take take time to think about it. Read what the person's saying. Who's the person that came out with the business idea? What is that idea failed, or is just something random they just mentioned to you? Do they have experience in that business? Right? Really talk to people. Talk to as many people that you can. Talk to people. Don't just rely on one point of reference, so that you can make a better informed decision. You collect information from here, collect information from there, collect information from this person, and then you speak to people who actually are in the job before you make a decision. So before you move to Ghana, don't make the mistakes that other people make. At first, you haven't, spoken about where you're going to live. You haven't thought about where you're going to be living, staying, the rent you're going to be paying. Because if you pick the wrong location and you just want to have like a luxurious lifestyle, you might end up, you might run out of cash and you haven't really built anything. That's one. And like I said, when you come, take trotro, take taxi, inculcate yourself. Don't drive just yet. Yeah, maybe you have a plan to buy a car later on, but don't drive just yet. Like, really know what the average person is going through before you come to Ghana. And as I'm saying, be logical. Be like the foreigners. When you are moving to Ghana, know why you are moving to Ghana. Don't just rely on emotions. And the other one is lower your expectations, because if you come to Ghana with high expectations, you're going to be greatly disappointed, especially when it comes to workers, because workers will frustrate you. So you have to come to Ghana with a sense of purpose, as I mentioned. So hopefully this video was really useful. Please like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next video.